guys, welcome back to our channel. Today I'm finally going to show you how to make the necklace mask holders that I talked about a few weeks ago. You guys know things have been crazy busy. The kids are at school, so I am finally going to do this really quick before I have to go pick the boys up. So first you're going to need some kind of like jewelry string, and you want it to have a little bit of a stretch to it. So this is what I'm using. Let's see if I can get it to focus. There we go. It's just medium bead and jewelry stretch cord, and as you can see, it has a little bit of a stretch to it. Beads of your choice. So I've got just a bunch of beads here in this plastic bowl. I've got letter beads, colored beads, sports beads. These are the beads that I got from Joann's. So you guys can see those. And then you're going to need, as I spill some, you're going to need pliers. You're also going to need these little crimp tubes and lobster clasps, which I have right here. I don't know if I threw the thing, oh, right here. So they just look like this. This is the brand lobster clasps, and I have them in here. So there they are. So first what you're going to do is just cut your string to the desired length. So I'm gonna make an extra one for Aniston. Cohen used his the first few days and he really liked it, but you guys know he's kind of, can't sit still, can't keep his hands to himself. He's my ADHD one. So he pulled on it and he broke it. So he had to pull on it pretty hard because Aniston's been using hers every day and it hasn't broken. So I'm gonna start, I always like to start out a little bit on the longer side because you could always trim it down if you need to as you get towards the end. So here's my piece, and what you're going to do first is you're going to take 2 of the crimp tubes. I'm gonna show you guys. Excuse, my dogs are here like walking around like crazy, running into my chairs and everything. Okay, so first I'm just going to thread the 2, see if you guys can kind of see, crimp tubes. Oh, there's Bella saying hi, onto the end. You want to leave enough string at the top because you're going to put a lobster clasp on as well. So now you're going to put the lobster clasp on. I've never done like DIY craft videos, so excuse me for not, this is kind of the tricky part, not knowing what I'm doing. So the tricky part is, I don't know if I can get this to focus, you're going to, as you can see, I have them all threaded on here. Kind of see, there we go. You're going to take this extra string you have at the end and you're going to thread it back through. So you're gonna make a loop around the lobster clasp. So it's completely looped around the lobster clasp, see? Now you're going to thread the end that you have back through the crimp tubes. So this is like what I like to say is the trickiest part. The easiest way I have found is I just kind of pinch it together and then make sure that the lobster or the crimp tubes go back over like so. I'm not gonna even try to show you guys this because it's very, very hard to kind of get it to focus on such a small thing. So once you have them and they've been threaded back through, you're going to take your pliers and you're just going to press down on both of the crimp tubes. Let's see if I can get it to focus. You guys know I haven't even played with my camera yet. So you see the crimp tubes right there. I'm just gonna take the pliers and you're just gonna pinch down to flatten them. That's going to pinch them in place so that they won't like slide around anymore. So, like that one. Did I get both? Oh, I did get both, look at that. I like to just do it a couple times to make sure it's like pressed and clasped all the way. So, like so. It is Friday, you guys, and my kids get out early on Friday, so today's just been like a hectic schedule. Let's see if I can get it to focus. There, kind of, there we go. You can see that I have flattened them now. So they are on there. They won't slide around, and then now you take whatever beads you want and you start just threading beads. So I'm just gonna do for Aniston's, her other one has her name on it. I do have some letter beads in there. I am, like I said, rushed and pressed for time, so I didn't even take the time to pick out her letters. I kind of just start threading them on, and then I don't make sure I push them down all the way. I just start threading them. Doesn't matter the color, doesn't matter whatever. I did want to go back and get her some cute, like, you know, girly beads. They had unicorns and stars and things like that, and I wanted to do that, and I just haven't had the time to make it to any stores to do anything, so that's all been kind of put on the back burner. But I thought, why not, while I just have a few minutes, get on here and show you guys how I made the necklace mask holders. And Aniston, like I said, we are on our third, she's finishing today her third full week of school, and she has worn hers every single day. It's held up really well, and it's been perfect because when she has to go to the bathroom or something and she has to take her mask off, she's not, you know, dropping it on the floor. It's not getting germs all over it, and I'm just like a germaphobe, so it weirds me out. Now, when I did do their names, I started off and I did like 6 or 7 beads and then put the letter beads on. So if I were to put her name on this one, I have, let's see, 7 beads here. So if her name was going on here, I would start putting the letter beads on right now, just because when they wear it, then it's right here and you can see their name right here, and that way their name doesn't end up in the back of the necklace or anything like that. So because I'm not doing her name, or maybe I will do her name, and then I can kind of pause it and show you guys and come back. There's an A. We'll do a heart. These little beads are so cute. I got these at Joann's as well. Cut it upside down, and then they have these cute little hearts in there too. See if you can guys see it. Kind of can see it. Let's see. That's a Z. Sorry, I know it's like loud. So Fridays are crazy for us because there's an N and another N. Fridays are crazy for us because my boys go a different time than Aniston does. So the boys get out of school early. They have half days every Friday, and Aniston does not. So I have to go, I'm just gonna do Annie just to shorten it. See if I can find one more heart to put on the end. They go half days, and so I have to pick them up at just before noon. So we're kind of pressed for time on Fridays. Fridays are crazy days. So I have to go pick them up from school. I'm just gonna do one heart. So I'm gonna thread her name on now. So I have to pick them up from school, and then I have to go get my mom and dad's groceries from Walmart, from like a grocery order, and then I'll take them back to their house, help my mom put the groceries away, help get my dad changed, and then I will come back and pick Aniston up, and then most likely come home and get our baseball stuff because Jackson has a game tonight, and then back to my parents' house, and then Chris can meet us. He's at a golf thing for work right now, so he can meet us when he's done over at my parents' house with all his coaching stuff, and then him and Jackson will take off to the game. And then I'm hoping either my mom or myself can go to the game tonight and kind of cheer Jackson on. Okay, the letters aren't going to be facing exactly the right direction for you guys, but you get the idea. I did 7 beads, and then I just put Annie and a heart, and then the rest of the necklace I will just do regular beads. I also got these cool little sports looking beads at Joann's. I've got baseballs, we've got basketballs, and we have footballs. See if you guys can, there you go. But what I'm gonna do now is just do all different kind of colors and make it a super colorful rainbow necklace mask holder. And then when you are done threading all of your beads, you just do the same thing at the other end that we did with the lobster clasp and the crimp tube. So it's super easy. The time consuming part of it is just threading all of your beads, obviously. The other ones I let the kids make, and I let them pick out what they wanted, and they had a lot of fun with it. Jackson obviously didn't want to make one. He's too old for that and too cool for that, which I can't say that I blame him. So he did not make one. I asked him if he wanted like a lanyard. I don't know if you guys have seen how people have been doing that with like lanyards where you clasp, you know how the lanyards have like a lobster clasp almost thing at the end, and you take that and hook it onto your mask. That way when you take it off, you're not dropping it or anything. But he was like, no, I'll just put it in my pocket. So he's just been putting his mask in his pocket when he eats and things like that, and hasn't had any troubles with that. Since Cohen broke his, he's been doing the same, just putting it in his pocket. And I asked him if he wanted another one, and he said no. I think it's because he's the only one. You know, he's in 3rd grade, so I already knew it was kind of pushing it, making one for him. I think it's different with girls. They think it's cute, and he was just kind of like, nah, I'm fine. So I decided to make a spare one for Aniston and show you guys how to do it. Like I said, we had a lot of fun doing it. It was a fun little craft that they could make. And now with my extra supplies, she could make like a necklace or a bracelet or something fun like that. And if I do make it back to Joann's and get like girlier beads, you know, like some cute unicorns and stars and hearts and things like that, I know she would have a blast using those to make something. She's a total girly girl. Sorry, I'm keeping an eye on the time. Ooh. Because I have to leave here shortly to get the boys. Nothing like a time crunch. So I'm gonna go ahead and finish threading these beads. This is what I have so far. And then I will come back and show you guys how I do the crimp tubes and the lobster clasp again at the end, and then how I hook it to the mask. So I will be back after I finish threading my beads. Okay, so I did all of the beads. I got them all strung onto the cord. So now what I'm going to do is do the same thing I did at the other end with the 2 crimp tubes and the lobster clasp. So I'm gonna slide the 2 crimp tubes onto this end. And I might end up trimming some of this off. There's a little bit of string left, but I don't like making it too long because it almost hangs down too low with her mask. I want her mask to hang down either preferably like her upper chest or like mid torso. You don't want it to hang down too low or it's going to be like dragging on things and stuff like that. So what I'm gonna do is I put the 2 crimp tubes on, and now I'm gonna do the lobster clasp. If I can get this picked, there we go. Next time I'm thinking I do a craft, I don't do a lot of crafts, but next time I do a craft, you guys, I'm gonna probably just not show myself and just show the craft that I'm actually doing. So same thing, we have the 2 crimp tubes on there, if it will focus. No, it's not going to focus, and I don't know what I'm doing with this camera yet, so. So I have the 2 crimp tubes on and the lobster clasp. I'm gonna take the end of string that I have, and I'm going to thread it. And I'm gonna loop it around so it loops completely around the hole of the lobster clasp. So it's gonna loop around this hole, and then I'm gonna thread it back through those 2 crimp tubes, if you see them right there. That way, when I like clamp down with the pliers, it's snug and secure and it's not going anywhere. Actually going to snip a little piece off of this. If it's too long, it's a pain to work with, but if it's too short, it's even harder. So I like to start off longer and then, just like I did now, trim some of it off if need be. I just feel like it's easier than trying to work with something that's way too short. I did it the first time on Cohen's and it was way too short, and it was the biggest pain to try to thread it back through. So take it from me that you don't want that to happen. There we go. Okay, I got it threaded through. So now I'm just going to take my pliers, see if I can kind of show you guys. So there you have, it's completely looped around that lobster clasp and it's back through the crimp tubes. So now I'm just gonna take my pliers and I'm gonna clamp down just to make sure that it comes down and clamps around the string. There we go. Did it perfect. I like to just go over it again in the other direction. So here you have the mask holder. And then it's perfect for, here's her mask. You just take the little piece and you clamp it, or you secure it around the mask. So then when she wears it like this. So when she takes it off to eat or go to the restroom, it hangs right here, and then she just puts her mask on and it doesn't fall on the floor. We don't have to worry about that. And it has pull to it. So if they accidentally pull on it, it doesn't break easily. Cohen was messing with his, that's why it broke. So anyways, that is how you make the necklace mask holder. So thanks for being patient with me on my very first craft DIY little tutorial I did. I'm totally not crafty at all, but I just thought that these were a pretty cool hack for back to school. And I know a lot of you have gone back to school or are getting ready to go back to school, and I just think it's nice for the kids to have. So I thought I would share, but I hope you guys all had a great week and I hope you have a fantastic weekend. Bye guys.